I, I, I'll be straight up. I thought, uh, what do you need an NDA for on a YouTube channel? I'm really, really, really wondering how deep this rabbit hole goes. Talking about this matter. This time, there's more coming. This rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
Just to be clear, you have not and will never show any of our texts in between each other to anyone, including Lena, any of the mods, anyone who has not signed an NDA with Mark Google News LLC. Is that something I can believe that you are saying?
If you don't break the law, then no, I won't show those texts.
What do you mean if I don't break the law?
That's how that works. If you're going to break the law.
You know, life is full of deceiving illusions. The truth, yo, is how you decide, decipher, and discern for your own. But remember, the elites, the subliminal messaging, the illusion, there's nothing new under the sun. And what we are witnessing today in the world is the beast system agendas being put in play. The optics are high, and that's the truth, yo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Have I got a treat for you? So, I was, just thumbing through some videos, and over on the right, I saw an icon of, YouTube icon of a German Shepherd being groomed. And I love animals. I just lost my beautiful black German Shepherd a few months ago. I miss her dearly, but I clicked on the video and I'm just watching this groomer groom this dog, and she clearly states that she's, there on a Saturday. She doesn't work weekends, but she did it specifically for this dog and the owner, and by everything that I see and hear from her, I don't think there's anybody else there, like a receptionist or what have you, or another dog groomer, a boyfriend, a friend. She's there alone, it seems like, okay? So I'm watching this video, and all of a sudden I hear this voice, and I had to replay it many, many times. Now, for those of you that understand, now, this is not going to be a biblical video, but I do have to explain ghosts to you, okay? Because there's so many people out there that think they're hearing from their family members, or they're, doing ghost hunting at a cemetery, and they think they're really hearing the dead talk. No, we're not appointed for that. That was not given to us to do. We don't do that, okay? Those are Nephilim spirits. And some of you that don't know what a Nephilim spirit is, just briefly, if you are a believer and you're reading the old texts and you're getting understanding, you'll understand what they are. And the angels that were supposed to come watch us, keep an eye on us, keep us safe from Satan and the demons, or Satan and his angels, they were supposed to watch us. But instead of watching us and recording what we do, they instead wanted to mate with our human daughters, because they couldn't understand us holding hands and kissing and making love and all of this. So they wanted that for themselves. So they fell. They came, they all agreed in unison. They fell, they came here, and they had relations with the human daughters, which created Nephilim. The Nephilim are the titans, the giants of the days of old, and all of that. Well, when Noah's flood occurred, it was because of that. They got rid of all but 20% that remained on the earth, which is why we're going to see him again one day. But we're not getting into biblical stuff, okay? I'm just explaining ghosts. Your haunted houses, your especially the ones with the high pitches, the tower-looking houses with towers in them. They love those because they like to get up in those rafters. But that's why a lot of those are haunted, okay? But those are the Nephilim spirits, because they were an abomination. They should have never happened, but because they did, they have nowhere to go. They're never going to go to heaven or to the kingdom. They're never going to be anywhere except on the earth. And unless you allow them into your meat suit, as we call it, unless you allow them in, they can't come in. So if you're doing things or you allow them in, that's where they want to come in. They want to taste food. They want to do things. They want to murder people. They want to rape people. They want to do all these horrific things to humans. But they need to get into a human body to do that. So that might explain a lot of this world. None of it. Everyone says, why does God allow this? And he don't allow nothing. It was the fallen angels that started all this. But those are your hauntings of this earth. Okay? So don't get it twisted. It's none of our family. It's no human that passed away. It's none of them, okay? And I'm making that very clear because when you watch his video and you hear the voice, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I wonder who's there. No, it's a demon. So when you watch my channel, I don't care about like, subscribe, or hit the bell. And if you know me, you'll understand that, okay? A lot of my subscribers will tell you that I don't care about that. I don't care about going viral. I don't care about any of that stuff. Now, there are a lot of channels like this young woman that is grooming that is clearly doing it to make money, which it's fine. It's fine for people to make money on here. My channel is about exposing Adam, Marfugal TV, and his partner Dex that's in the background that acts like he don't know nothing. And Adam is back in 2019, 2018, when he started his channel, he was a good kid. He really was. He made me a mod, and I was his second mod. Whitetail 7 was his first mod, then me, and then the rest. And they cleared out the mods before us. So when I say first mods of when Dex came in, okay? Michael Strutton. And I'm not doxing him. He's all over the internet. He's on YouTube. Type in Dex, D-E-X Summit, S-U-M-M-I-T, Dex Summit, and look for Michael Strutton. He's all over the internet. He was the CEO of productions for Oracle. Oracle was the first client that Oracle had was the CIA. Isn't that important to know? I would like to know that. So the things that went on while I was a mod, the things they did to me, the things they did to the mods, social experiment, and then China did a social experiment on us that mimicked pretty much what Dex and his wife did to us. You've got to watch my videos. If you're into that, you want to know what a POGO channel is, a privately owned government operated channel. Now, some of you are saying, oh, you know, they track everybody and blah, 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 blah. Well, Dex is the inventor. He's one of the inventors of the tracking software that is tracking the entire world, that is going to track you and everything that's on your property, everything you own, everything you say. He invented that program. So when things go downhill, and if you're a Bible believer, and even if you're not, you're going to find these things that are going to happen. They're tracking everything throughout social media. He even invented something with AI. I didn't get into that, but he has like 21 patents. But we were told he was a nobody. He didn't even know how to use a computer hardly. Really, Dex? Anyway, this is not, I'm just explaining to you what my channel is about. I do some shopping videos. You know, I go on shopping hauls. I talk about God in some videos. So I'm not about looking for clips like this. Okay, I've seen them on That's the Impossible channel, or That is Impossible. I watch his channel sometimes. I've kind of backed off on a lot of that stuff just because, you know, I already know what it is. I know what a lot of things of this earth is. So when you have eyes to see and ears to hear, watching videos like that really isn't, you know, you already know. They're interesting, but you already know. So, you know, you don't go looking for that stuff. So I'm watching this girl's video, and I hear this. So that's what this video is about. I just want you to hear this clip, and because I thought I was going little bananas hearing voices, but it clearly is happening in this video. And this girl is all about dog grooming, you know. So she doesn't probably even know that it's there or paid attention, and nobody else has reported it, I don't think. Maybe they have, and I'm just doing this, and somebody else had already showed it. But I just want you to understand clearly that I do not care about money. Money does not move me. I do not care about YouTube's money. It does not move me. Okay? I do videos to expose Adam Marfugal TV, his channel, and Dex. Now, some of you might want to go to his channel and watch. Well, just remember that the inventor runs that channel, okay, of the tracking software. So I'd be very careful about clicking on that channel. But hey, if that's what you feel you need to do, well, then by goodness, go do it, okay? I highly suggest you not do it, but I'm exposing them for what they are and what they've done. And they've done horrible things to their mods. One was a veteran of the Air Force. They threatened to kill her family and her if she exposed them. Adam also did other things, like, it's called Operation Hot Musket. Now, Shauna worked with Adam side by side, right? And not physically, but, you know, from their own homes. But she was against all of this. Dex offered her money, probably $6 million, because that's what Adam ended up getting, was $6 million to allow Dex to come in and run his software on his channel. And they tried to get Shauna to do it. And Shauna, being an Air Force vet and a countryman, said no, she wasn't having it. So they didn't want her to expose them. So threats were all out there and everything. And they got us mods to go after her. Long story, go watch my videos. But there was this thing called Hot Musket, one of Adam's videos, and that was all planned, fake. It was a lie. She exposed that. He had some Chinese woman call in, and I'm in the middle of exposing that. I'm working on a video exposing that. All fake. His channel is just BS, is what it is. And it's just to track you. So he comes up with a lot of lies, storylines, gets people to call in and talk about this and that. It's just a bunch of malarkey, a bunch of baloney. So that's what my channel's all about, you know. I have some, you know, different kinds of videos, but I don't do videos like this. Okay, so I'm not trying to go viral. I don't subscribe to me. Don't. I want you to share, though. I want you to share, because this should get out to people, as far as, you know, watching my videos for the, you know, the lies and all that. But basically, this video is to show you what I found on this girl's channel. Now, make her go viral. Go on her channel and make her go viral, okay? Like, subscribe, and do that with, even if you don't watch dog videos. It doesn't matter. Just click the dang subscribe. And it's so that she gets, you know, credit for that. And just like a video here and there. It's not going to kill you to help somebody make a few dollars, okay? She seems like a really sweet girl. Never seen her channel before. Like I said, I just saw the dog grooming, German Shepherd, and it reminded me of my little girl, okay? Because she's very much missed. And she was a protection dog, and she was amazing. Just absolutely amazing dog. And I don't have videos of her on my channel. I don't do videos of my family on this channel. I don't do any of that stuff, okay? So, but if you're interested in the videos that I'm putting out, because my channel is all about exposing Marfugal TV until he says he's sorry. He has to say he's sorry for what he did to a lot of us. So, Adam, if you're listening, all you got to do is say you're sorry. Tell us you're sorry for what you did to us. And my videos will stop. And maybe I will go into finding videos like this. So, anyway, enjoy the video. It's pretty wild. All right. Take care. God bless.
I really enjoyed working with her, and her owner was also a wonderful person. If you liked this video, you can support my work and more dogs just like Smoochie by hitting that subscribe button, pressing that like, and leaving a comment. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in a few days.
Okay, so as soon as my voice stops, really listen, and tell me in the comment section what you hear, and see if you hear what I hear, okay? I'm not going to tell you what is there until the very end of the video. So tell me what you hear and put it in the description so I know if I heard the same thing or if you hear the same thing, because sometimes people hear things differently. So I'm going to shut up now. So you're going to hear it really quick, but I play it like 3 or 4 times. I think 4 times. Okay? All right. Here we go. To the creator of this dog grooming channel, I highly suggest that you get your own video from your own computer and you do your own narration to show that I did not alter this in any way, shape, or form, other than taking clips out of the video so I could narrate through it and not get a copyright strike or what have you. I'm using fair use to show the video, but I took lots of clips out in between. And if you put one up of your own, it's at 6 minutes and 20. I would clip it at 6:20, but it's between 23, 24. It's between there is where that voice is in your video. So if you can do that, it will show that as far as the sound and this part, I did not put that in. I didn't alter. I did nothing. I'm just playing it. Hey, Dex, I want to ask you a question, okay? I'm being serious now, okay? How does one go from being the CEO of Oracle to going to a small channel on YouTube? Because when you came to Marfugal TV, he was very small, and you weren't part of it for the longest time. You worked in the back end in Discord. Yeah, I remember, we would, ask for help and stuff like that, and you'd be in there to help us, but you weren't really in there to teach us how to work Discord. I mean, you were, but you were in there putting your software in there, weren't you? Come on, tell us the truth. Inquiring minds really want to know. What? Tell us.
You have to have something that sticks. You have to have something that's monumental. When you walk out on stage, it has to be monumental.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Can you remember any of the rap that you did?
My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds. I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle. For sure.
They did a census a few years ago, and the tracking system is to keep track of who's here. And after the event, which some people think is going to be March or April 8th, so they will need to use it to see who is left after the event.
Make me wanna dribble, dribble. Riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. But luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine.
Oracle. It's one of those big tech companies that consumers generally don't think about because, well, Oracle doesn't make a bunch of shiny gadgets and gizmos for their consumers to buy and then show off to one another. In fact, the only time that most people even see Oracle's logo these days is when they have to update Java.
I sit bruised from chalices, holding my palaces. Crib is so cramped, you sucker suffer from paralysis. Rhymes, I ride them in the castle. You try to diss me and pretty soon your arse will squat in the cell. Cause I can tell you it's illegal. Treason, that's the reason I'm real. You'll do time for the crime of less majestic.
Because that's one of the many technologies that they have acquired over the years from Sun Microsystems. So yeah, big tech company that most people just don't think about because, well, their focus has mostly been on enterprise technology and cloud services for over a decade now.
The police, because they can't arrest me.
I like to see you wiggle, it makes me dribble. Fancy a fiddle? My money don't jiggle, jiggle, it folds. I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure. It makes me wanna dribble, dribble. Riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. But luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind.
But just because this big tech company is not on your radar doesn't mean that they don't make moves similar to companies like Amazon or Facebook. Just like all of the rest of the big tech companies, a big part of Oracle's business is harvesting and then selling customer data.
Some red wine. I like to see you wiggle, it makes me dribble. Fancy a fiddle? I like to see you wiggle, it makes me dribble. Fancy a fiddle? I like to see you wiggle, it makes me dribble. Fancy a fiddle? I like to
Perdition is a state whereby it's hard for you to come back. Perdition is a state that literally destroys the very foundation that you are meant to be walking flat-footed on as a Christian, and you edge into a place. Perdition is a place whereby you are despoiled in your faith, and you can't be renewed and you can't be brought back. Let all who belong to God be warned of this time when men will be forced to live in society with what is unclean and rejected by God. Whoever joins covenant with these beings, you should know there is no place for you in the eternal kingdom of God. I'm Celestial with the Master's voice. God speaks with one voice on many subjects because he is the master of all subjects. There's no human being that can master this many topics in one prophecy, let alone this many topics on the blog, more than 400 printed prophecies and going towards 300 in videos. And I'm still working to complete as many of them as I can. This is the Lord warning people, moving from topic to topic, shining light to make us aware that this natural world and the supernatural world are going to mesh in ways that will be painful for all people who are disbelieving, proud, cannot humble themselves, cannot learn how to pray and survive in the conditions and the climate that are ahead for us. It is only that remnant that will be, he said, at the end of it all, my remnant, my little remnant will be left alone, singing songs of love to me. It is up to each person whether you want to be a part of that or not. For some of us, we may not have a choice. God said that there will be martyrdom, there will be loss of life. But I always say that there's great ways to increase your chances with all this stuff. Prophecy is supposed to drive you back to God. If you haven't learned that now, then I'm not sure it can do anything for you. Prophecy doesn't drive you to the comment section to start asking people, does anybody know when this is going to start? What are you going to do about it? If you knew the actual date, what are you going to do about sending extraterrestrial creatures or sea monsters back to the sea? What would you do if you could have a date to pop on Google Calendar? What does it matter? I don't understand why we approach these major things in the way that we do. These words are meant to lift the eyes to Christ and to bow the knee before the only person who can keep a man, a woman, a family through such things, all the way from economic crash, all the way into beast system, all the way into whatever great extermination they hope to perform, all the way to the coming of the fallen. Only God, not the comment section, is where the deliverance is. This is Celestial with the Master's voice. The Lord bless you, and until I see you again, stay in the truth of God's word, God's will, God's way. Goodbye.
Next short clip is you're going to hear me talking to Adam, warning him not to go live. The reason for that is this is one of my very first videos that I did that I think is very important to play in this video. But in the beginning, you hear me scolding Adam, telling him that if he goes live, I'm going to post this so many times. Well, the reason I did that was anytime he knew somebody was going to post a video about him, negative, he would go live because he didn't want any of his subscribers seeing it. And he knew if he went live, they would all turn on his channel over anybody else's. And so I was warning him because he started doing that when I first started doing my videos. He was going live right away. And I already know his tactics. I know what his goons do, the mods. I know because I was one of the goons. I was one of the mods back in the day. And before I found out the truth of what we were really doing and what he was doing and all of that. But so so if you think I'm trying to play innocent victim, no, I was involved in a lot of the shenanigans in the very beginning, but then my husband died and I stepped away. When I came back, I thought a lot of the shenanigans were over, but when it died out, it didn't. They continued going after Shauna, the veteran from the Air Force. They still continued going after her behind the scenes. So it was Dex, his beast wife Lex, Adam, CJ Blaze, Jay Stone, they all continued to attack Shauna behind the scenes when we thought it was all over. And CJ was one of the new mods, and she jumped in with both feet, man. She just started targeting people. That's how much she's in love with Adam. That's how much she has these pinwheel eyes for him. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but I do understand being part of the attacks because he had me believing a lot of lies that he told about Shauna. Now I know that they were all lies, but I'm telling him in this next part that he better not go live and play those games with me because I wasn't having it. People were going to watch my video, see my video, and there's nothing he can do about it. He could go live, but I pretty much, I think I shut him down with that because he stopped all that craziness. So the next part, when you see me scolding him, this was from back in the day. Um, I don't believe he goes live when I post my videos anymore because if I see him doing that, same things apply, Adam. Same things apply. Nothing new under the sun. If you post a video, if you start going live when my videos come up, I wouldn't want to be you. No, sir. All right, enjoy the rest of the video. Y'all are being lied to. And that's what this is all about, really. I think we're all tired of the lies perpetrated on us, the lies told about us. So now we're going to expose the lies. And who's doing the lying? Like their father, the devil. Adam, before you decide to go live, let me give you a warning. If you go live, because I put this video up, and you go live right now, while this video is playing, I don't care if you go live after it. You go live while this video is playing. I will upload it a minimum of 20 times. And when your live is over, I will post it every 10 minutes. Do you hear me? I'm not going to play your shenanigan games, okay? You did what you did. Now you're going to have to eat the dust for it. You can either tell the truth or get what's coming, which is the truth. So go ahead and go live. And I will post it up. Once your live is over, I'll post it up every few minutes. And I mean that because, you know, I don't give a damn about my channel. I don't care about likes, subs, and hit that damn bell. And I will post over and over. And then I will go back and get all the last few videos, and I'll repost all those. And you'll be going live every hour. So I suggest you just take your medicine. Because that's what you did to me for 3 years. Doesn't matter, I just found out about it. Nope, that doesn't matter. For 3 years, you spewed lies about me. Lies, Adam, when all I did was care about you and your family. And uplifted your channel so that you can get more and more subs and hopefully you'll be able to get a decent paycheck, which you are. You definitely are. But why you spewed them lies, I'll never know, probably. Some narcissistic crazy person. I don't know who you are. You're not who I thought you were. But you play with this. You play with me. And you watch what I do. Because I will repost these over and over and over, and I'll get more out, and I'll post them over and over and over and over with different titles. And I will flood Marfugal, the name Marfugal. I will flood it with my videos. See if I try me. See if I won't do it. I would like to give a special welcome and thank you to our guest, Vlad Goods, and give him an acknowledgement. So you may go to his channel by clicking on the link in the description box. And he does a lot of great videos. Thanks, Vlad.
What could you possibly need a non-disclosure agreement for running a YouTube channel? Why would he have mods sign NDAs? I'll be straight up. I thought WB was whack. I thought she might have been getting a touch of the Alzheimer's. But I believe her now. And I believed her for a while. I believed her ever since she made her big video. I'm really, really, really wondering how deep this rabbit hole goes.
When I tell you that Adam and Mr. Mike Strutton, Dex J Digital Experience, when I say these guys are dangerous, again, testimonies from Homegrown USA, WV Prepared Mind, Bubba News, and so many more. And just the testimonies over the years and the evidence collected. So here's the truth, yo. You don't understand. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of hacking, tracking.
So this patent here tracks URLs, which is your address on your computer, and or where you go on the computer. So when Snafu Snaps is telling you that they're hacking, tracking, and tracing you, this is what they're doing. You can clearly see Michael J. Strutton's name as the inventor of this patent.
These guys are the #2 data collection agency in the world, working with other POGO channels like Global Witness and Jacob Israel with WWE Entertainment, Media Relations, Microsoft, Amazon, and this Media Relations. Some of you guys don't understand why I've been acting mean or doing what I've been doing or how I've been acting for the last few years. But that's because I knew Adam and Dex were criminals, as well as many others out there.
Why would he have mods sign NDAs?
There's all the talk of understanding the customer and what is the best way to understand a customer, and that 360 view of the customer, that 360 view of the customer, that 360 view of the customer. At the end of the day, we have to understand they're human, they're one person, and we want to understand truly what is important to them. And I think that we also have to understand how we're going to interact with that customer and what opportunities we have. In the mobile age, in the social age, we have a lot of, I refer to them as micro opportunities, because we're, from moment to moment, I'm standing in line, I pull out my phone, I have a moment to do something, I may do that. Later, I have another moment while I'm waiting on a table, or another opportunity. So these little bitty slices of opportunities for a marketer to actually have that touch point. And so being able to understand what the differences are in those micro opportunities, and understand those opportunities are really short. And you have to be able to capture that quick moment and hopefully turn that into an opportunity to get more insight from the consumer and start to build that relationship, because that one moment in time may not happen again, and you want to capture it and then you want to evolve it. You're not going to have the experience of the past where you may ask somebody to fill out a long form, or ask somebody to give us a lot more information, or have them come into a showroom and spend a lot of time talking with a salesperson, or engage with a salesperson that way. It's the market has changed dramatically.
So in this clip you're about to see, the interviewer asked Dex if he has any empathy, and I'm pretty sure the question was more like, do you have any empathy? When he says customer, he's meaning us as the customer, the people that he's getting the data mining from, because it just makes sense. Why would he ask if he has empathy for a customer that he's helping, right? But see, this is what people in corporate do. Instead of answering it correctly and saying, well, yeah, I have empathy. We are collecting fellow Americans' data and selling it to other countries or what have you. He doesn't say that. He says, oh, yes, I have empathy for the customer, meaning the person buying the data. Makes absolutely no sense. But this is how they talk in corporate. They're idiots. They mumbo jumbo everything. And I used to be in the corporate world, and yeah, they do that.
Certainly, empathy has a very much a strong place in companies today, especially in marketing. When we think about trying to understand the customer, we used to have hypothesis. We used to have we made opinions, and we tried to use data and analyze that, and we would do a lot of testing. And now we can, and we would do market research, but now we can actually get a much closer engagement with our customers and understand exactly what's important to them, and even do some of the things that we've done in the past, do some of the research, ask some of the questions, do A/B testing, things like that, but be able to actually hear what they're saying and understand what the customer is saying. And leveraging social technology makes that absolutely easier for a marketer today. The most exciting thing to me in this field is absolutely the amount of data that's becoming available. The most exciting thing to me in this field is absolutely the amount of data that's becoming available. It's also the scary. Thing, but it's the most exciting. And I think what really is, we're going to see the transformation of this data is leveraging things like artificial intelligence and machine learning, so that we can get a greater sense of understanding the vast amounts of data in a short amount of time, so that we can understand, what the conversations are being said, what the conversations are being said, or what the data is meaning, and how we can process it and intelligently adapt in a very quick fashion, so that we can understand if a consumer is thinking one thing today and something totally different the next, and how can we tap into their passion, how can we tap into that conversation that resonates with them in the same way, and in a way that's relevant with our brand, or relevant with the product and that you're trying to talk to the customer about.
So what does this patent say? It says a method and system for integrating audience data with a social media site. Well, what's a social media site? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of them are all social media. This is what Dex, this is his forte, this is what he does. He has, I believe, 21 patents, and they're all geared around social media. And you might be wondering, well, I don't care if they have my data. Well, you're going to care when they know everything about you. Adam just launched his website. Every single thing you click on is data mined, meaning they take the info. Oh, they just clicked here. Oh, look at Darren just clicked that. Oh, look, Cindy just clicked over here. But it goes into a database, all separated, so that if a customer wants to know anything particular about people, they just have to put that information in, and it's going to give them all the people that are about that topic, or food storage, weapons, children. Do you have your own well? Do you have your own livestock? All of it. Whatever you say will go into a category. And customers are going to want that information. What customers? Who would care about all that? Think about that. When Snafu Snap says that they're sellouts, Adam knew about all this. He knew. Dex just showed up one day. Why? Because y'all are his guinea pigs. All of you are his guinea pigs. All of us. And that's what he's been doing with the channel. That's why they got taking it down from Discord. For him trying to put his software in Discord. That's why none of y'all have Discord anymore. So these are going to go by pretty fast. So click and read if you want, or just go back and look at them afterwards. But these are all his different patents. So the next few slides are going to go by, or pictures are going to go by fairly quickly. They're just his patents. If you want to hit pause and read them, go ahead. But he has, I believe, total of 21. We could have more or less, but that's what I found, 21 of them. So you can look at them if you want. But it's all based on data mining, getting your information. Some of you might not think that's important, but when the dragon or the bear want information on all of us, they're going to have every single detail of your life. And it doesn't matter if Dex meant it to be for that. That's exactly what it is going to be used for. But I believe he knows that. Now, all of this is making sense with Shauna, why she was ousted out, because her morals, her ethics were not going to allow her to do anything illegal or to do anything wrong.
That's what's up.
Was it about the charity fraud, or was it about this?
What could you possibly need a non-disclosure agreement for running a YouTube channel. Why would he have mods sign NDAs? What could possibly be so important he can't have word getting out? There's more coming. I would really love for you to comment. Tell me what an NDA would be needed for. What? Tell me what. When Shauna said something about, as long as you don't do anything illegal, what was she alluding to? Is he doing something illegal, immoral? I'm not accusing. I'm asking, what do you need an NDA for on a YouTube channel?
Just to be clear, you have not and will never show any of our texts in between each other to anyone, including Lena, any of the mods, anyone who has not signed an NDA with Mark Google News LLC. Is that something I can believe that you are saying?
If you don't break the law, then no, I won't show those texts.
What do you mean if I don't break the law?
That's how that works. You're going to break the law.
What you're about to hear is going to be mind-blowing, but it corroborates what my theory is, and other people's Snap Who Snaps theory is about what's going on in Marfugal news and TV. So I cut out the beginning part of it because I didn't want a copyright strike, but I did put the tail end. Should this get taken down, then I will just put the link and you'll have to go read it yourself. But it is all about data mining. And Michael Strutton, aka Dex, shame on you.
Personally, I wouldn't do it. The internet's a scary place. Just don't.
And it looks like Oracle might actually be better at this business than Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, and all of the rest, because a class action lawsuit has been brought against Oracle, accusing them of tracking over 5 billion people across the globe.
How much money did you make selling our data? Because you know you're doing it.
So how did Oracle manage to acquire this data on pretty much the entire world? Well, it's laid out in the class action lawsuit here, which I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video to if you want to read through the whole thing. But if we go down to section 6, that is the statement of facts. It explains how Oracle is one of the world's largest data brokers, in addition to its public-facing business of database and enterprise software. Now, although Oracle is a publicly traded business with a market cap of almost $250 billion, the revenue from the data brokering is not publicly disclosed. So who knows exactly how much they are making off of this. Now, the Oracle ID Graph is a service product designed to provide identity resolution, the process of matching individual customer identities and combining them into a single, consistent, and accurate customer profile.
You see what he just did? They call it ID Solutions. ID Solutions for the enemy. Come get your butt. Dax, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not even related to you, and I'm well, maybe we're in heaven, but down here we're not. You should be ashamed of yourself.
This also includes inferring a lot of data about you. It's not just raw information they're capturing, like your geolocation and things of that nature. Oracle's ID Graph synchronizes the vast amounts of personal data Oracle has amassed. That is, it matches personal data that can be determined to share a common origin with other personal data. This synchronizing allows Oracle to identify individuals and aggregate their many identifiers, which in turn facilitates further synchronizing of personal data with a high degree of confidence. As Oracle in Velveteen marketing language describes it,
So basically what they're saying is once they identify you, now they can come find you, because everything you have that's smart is going to link together. Right, Dex? Look at you, how smart you are. Satan must love you. You're going to have a lot of fun with him in the pit, you and the missus over there.
The Oracle ID Graph helps marketers connect identities across disparate marketing channels and devices to one customer. So it doesn't matter if you're, blocking all kinds of tracking. on your computer, right? You could have a fully FOSS Linux distro running IceCat and all that, but if you also got a smartphone, they might be able to associate those two things together. And
So Dex, basically what he's saying is that NordVPN he's been pushing, it ain't gonna save your butt. It ain't worth the darn. Because if you have anything else that's smart, it's gonna pick you up. Why do you think they put all that in your home? Smart fridge, smart stove, smart this, smart that, smart microwave. Everything is smart. That's what they're saying. So they're Dex. Satan's gonna have fun with you.
And track you more on the smartphone because it likely has far worse tracking protections.
Some bullshit. But what's really going on, people can't handle. Because it's all bullshit. All of it. It really is. And people that know, they know. I've been saying it for 9 years. Well, it's happening. It's all come to pass.
Powered by the Oracle Marketing Cloud and Oracle Data Cloud, the Oracle ID Graph seamlessly pulls together the many IDs across marketing channels and devices that comprise a given person, enabling marketers to tie their interactions to an actionable customer profile. This ID enables the marketer to orchestrate a relevant, personalized experience for each individual across marketing channels and device types. That's why you see ads for the exact same thing that you looked at on website A, and then it gets advertised on Facebook, YouTube, and so on. Oracle and other data brokers act as a central node in the ad tech network where massive volumes of personal information on the world's population is aggregated and used to identify and profile individuals for targeted advertising and other commercial and political purposes.
So right now they're able to play ads of things that you've seen and get you to go into their stores and all that. But when the NWO comes in, they're going to use all that information to come get you.
And the worst part about all of this is how deeply embedded Oracle's tracking is into so many different technologies. Like, at least with Facebook, if you don't want them to track you, just don't use Facebook's products.
Because the reality of the shit that's coming for real, it's a global thing, man. And I've been through a lot of shit. Done a lot of shit. I ain't scared of shit, really.
Pretty easy to do. Uninstall their apps. Don't use WhatsApp or Instagram because Facebook owns those too. And you're done. Don't want Amazon to track you? Okay. Don't use Amazon. Don't use AWS. Maybe a little bit harder because so many people use AWS to set up their websites, but don't use it personally. Don't give those websites your personal information. Done. But if you want to avoid Oracle tracking you, well, I guess you have to go be Amish or get into some kind of self-sufficient community because pretty much every website is using one of Oracle's products and their influence is basically invisible to the end user. There's no prompt that pops up on any website asking if you're okay with Oracle tracking you or if you're okay for Oracle to apply analytics to the data that they have on you to make conclusions about you like, oh, this person is affiliated with this political group. This person is probably overweight because they've been looking at weight loss stuff and also where to buy family-sized packs of Doritos. This person likes to go fishing. This person is cheating on their wife. And so on. They also don't ask if it's okay for them to sell this data to their customers, to Oracle's customers, which, by the way, their customers and their history gets really disturbing when you start to look into it.
People will lose their fucking minds. I mean, I can't handle it really myself, but I deal with it when it comes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I shouldn't have to explain it to you if you've been here long enough to listen.
Oracle's first ever customer was the CIA. That's right, that CIA. They needed a relational database, and so they hired Oracle to make it for them back in the late 70s. In fact, the name Oracle comes from a code name of a CIA project, and the company Oracle has been pulling in billions of dollars every single year since then, working for governments at all levels for all manner of projects. Oracle's founder, Larry Ellison, also famously said in a New York Times interview that he had about 20 years ago, where he said that the single greatest step we Americans could take to make life tougher for terrorists would be to ensure that all the information in myriad government databases was copied into a single, comprehensive national security database. Today, every federal intelligence and law enforcement agency, not to mention all manner of state and local bodies, maintains its own separate database on people suspected of being criminals or terrorists. A multitude of separate databases makes it very difficult for one agency to know about and apprehend someone wanted by another agency.
But it's happening. It is happening. I've said it, Colonel Moore said it, others have said it, but the reality of it is real. It's really, really happening now.
For example, if there is a warrant for your arrest in Florida, that warrant will not be detected when you enter the country and show your passport at, say, Boston's Logan Airport. Immigration officials check a couple of interagency watch list databases called NAILS and IBIS, but do not cross-check the other federal, state, and local databases. There are simply too many of them. That's why one of these September 11 terrorists made it through the passport control, even though he had an outstanding arrest warrant in Broward County, Florida. Oh yes, how convenient. That attack must have been for Larry to shill his New World Order database. It gave you the perfect time to shill this to the American people, who were mostly cheering for Bush to go and bomb some countries that they had never even heard of before. Yeah, you're right, Larry. We totally need your NWO security database that is combined with biometrics, thumbprints, handprints, iris scans, or whatever is best to be used to detect people with false identities. It's no wonder why Oracle has been gathering personal information from over half of the world's population, including their names, their home and work addresses, their email addresses, their IP addresses, their telephone numbers, using their proprietary cookies, JavaScript, and tracking pixels developed by Oracle that then get shoehorned into practically every website and service on the web that dares to use Oracle's technology in their backend. All of this because Larry Ellison just wants to keep us safe from the heckin' terrorists, you guys. Oh, what's that? Oracle's efforts have done absolutely nothing to stop terrorists. In fact, there's more terrorists now than before Oracle's inception. Oh well, at least Larry Ellison got to become a billionaire out of all this. I mean, that's good, right?
It's really not avoidable.
So how do we mitigate the tracking capabilities of the CIA puppet organization known as Oracle? Well,
Adam, you've been telling me and other people that Dex doesn't know nothing about computers. He only has a Mac. He's not literate in any of this stuff. You lied. You lied. You better repent, because you lied. Lied. Liar.
This is really a tough one considering how deeply embedded they are in the internet. We can try to block their trackers and things like that, but I honestly question how effective this is at stopping a company like Oracle from tracking you, especially after the Manifest v3 update that's coming to Chrome, I believe, in January of next year. We could sit around and wait for the class action lawsuit to go somewhere, but we've seen how that tends to go with big tech companies. They get a slap on the wrist, Larry has to pay a fraction of his wealth in fines, and then they go right back to doing, what they're doing, right? The fines are just the cost of doing business. So to do more, I'll advise people developing web apps to try and avoid using Oracle's products in the first place. And sometimes this can be hard to do because Oracle has acquired so many companies.
So you tell me what's really going on. Nobody's going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. They tell you what they want you to see. But open your eyes and you'll see everything.
Like Add This, which was specifically mentioned in the lawsuit document. It's a widget that lets people visiting a website easily share it on their social media pages. It's used on more than 15 million websites. You've probably seen something like this, where it just has a little easy button to let you tweet about something or whatever. But this is property of Oracle. And so if you use this on your website, your users are being tracked by Oracle. I know things like retargeting has been shown to increase sales online. Creating a little button that lets people easily tweet a product that they looked at on your website maybe gets you more traffic. But more evidence is starting to come out that customers actually don't like retargeting. They don't like ads that track them. And I think as people start to realize that it's really the owners of various websites buying ads on Facebook and Google, and so that's the reason why you're seeing ads for, some pair of shoes that you looked at on coolshoes.com. Now you're seeing that everywhere on YouTube and Facebook. It's because coolshoes.com bought the ad. That's really the reason why it's happening. When people realize this, I think they're going to be more motivated to shop at places that don't engage in this tracking and this targeted advertising. So stop doing it now. Get ahead of the not tracking your customers trend. After all, isn't getting ahead of trends something that every entrepreneur wishes they could do?
So I decided to look up Adam and see, what was going on, because why would he steal from veterans back in 2019? Because I think in 2019 he didn't have a lot of money. That's about the same time my husband died. That's the same time he started up the charity fraud, and that's about the time that Dex came in. And Dex came in a few months before, before my husband died, but he wasn't there too long. But that's all during that. It's all coincides together. Okay, so Dex and Shauna are kind of going at it with Adam, and it's clear that Shauna does not care for Dex very much, and vice versa, probably because she did not like what was going on. Now, I don't know if it was this or if it was the charity fraud, but I'm banking it was this. I'm not sure, Shauna, so if you're listening to this, I'm guessing, okay? But I decided to look up what Adam is worth, and he's not worth that much on YouTube. He really isn't. He's I think we found, well, here he's worth, 6 million. 6 million. Huh. How do you go from nothing to 6 million? Because you got a side hustle. You got a side hustle, Adam? I think you got a side hustle. Yes, you do. Could it be with Dex? Could it be with Dex? Did he pay you all that? Because if he sold that company for 300 million, giving you 6 is nothing. You should have asked for more. Dude, you should have asked for at least 100 million, because you're risking going to prison. You're a cheap date, dude. You're a cheap date. You didn't get enough. He didn't pay you enough. But you did not make that 6 million since 2019 to now by running a YouTube channel. Even 2. You get double payment for both of them. So similar payment. But I mean, come on. We know where you got the money. I know where you got the money.
Scary motherfucking pussies. Bunch of pussies. Cowards.
Dex paid you to run his software, didn't he? Well, we're going to find out. Yes, we are. We're going to find out. This is unbelievable. Vlad, let me hear you say it, Vlad. Let me hear you say it right now.
This rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. This rabbit hole is just way too deep for normal.
Okay, Adam, so since you had a hard time understanding what break the law means in your little conversation with Shauna there, let me explain it to you, okay? I looked up the definition. It's called break the law.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Charlotte. You made it. Sit down. All stand up. I didn't give a shit.
The phrase break the law means to fail to obey a law, to act contrary to a law. Interesting fact about break the law. No one is certain about the origin of the idiom break the law. However, it is more than likely an ancient one. Break the law is closely related to the 15th century term interrupt, which originally meant to interfere with a legal right. The word break comes from Old English breken. The word law comes from Old English lagu. The closely related term lawbreaker originated in the 15th century, while the term lawless originated in the early 13th century. Here, let me give you an example. Adam and Dex broke the law when they kept the funds for personal use when they promoted a veterans charity fundraiser for Cars for Heroes. That's an example. Now, another example could be something like, and I'm going off the cuff here, Adam and Dex broke the law when they decided to allow, when Adam decided to allow Dex to run a software program through Marfugal News and TV and Marfugal Jams using Dex's software, Michael Strutton's software, to data mine all of our information to sell it to somebody else. And he may have also did social experiments with Marfugal mods, which is why they had all the fighting and eruptions. Bringing his wife in added to breaking the law because they were all in cahoots. Now, I went off the cuff there, but I think I'm pretty dead on. What do you think? I don't know. Just guessing. How much money did you make selling our data? Because you know you're doing it. All right, Dex, I've got a question. Were you and Adam running a social media experiment on us mods to collect the data on a group that was awesome in the beginning, but then as they slowly fell apart, you were able to collect all that data? That would be good for leaders to know stuff like that. So is that what you did?
Don't believe in shit. You know, they do what they do for self-gain and pleasure. And they're going to go to, they still got hell to look forward to. Hopefully we can send a bunch of them to there. As many as possible. Evil man, dead man.
Social media experiment. I wonder. I just find it very odd that when I leave and me and Adam talked and he wasn't going to bring in anybody to be head mod. We were all just going to, you know, do our thing because we're pretty good at it. But when I leave, Dex, you bring in your demon wife. And that just really, I find it odd because that's when all the attacks started. That's when everything, she was leading the pack. And she loved it. She was like high on life doing all that. I've never seen a grown woman behave that way. But then again, we all did, didn't we? Nobody's innocent in this. But I wonder why it stopped all of a sudden.
You better get your shit together, man. If you're not ready, you better start getting there and get you a good moral compass and spiritual background in there somewhere. Because you ain't going to make it if you ain't got it.
Why did it stop? What happened to Iggy? I bet I know what happened to Iggy. No, I'm positive I know what happened to Iggy and why he left. Iggy was a YouTuber that would call Adam out, and he was on Shauna's side, and was pretty much her only backup besides a few other people. But I wonder what happened to him. I bet I know. Care to share any information, Dex? Michael? We'll leave that for another show, another video.
All you traitorous, blasphemous, behaving motherfuckers. I'll see y'all in hell. It'd be fun.
This rabbit hole is just way too deep. Way too deep for normal.
Hey, Adam and Dex, I want you to pay attention, particularly through the next 16 seconds, because even other countries respect our flag and our country. But you and Dex, you shredded our flag by what you did to the veterans with the charity fraud, to implementing your software, Dex, that you invented along with a few other men. What you both have done, you, Adam, by allowing Dex to implement his software, you two little poop eaters went and just shattered our American flag. In my eyes, you are traitors to our country, to our veterans that suffer so much so you can have the freedom to do what you did. You disgust me. You both repulse me. And your beast wife, Dix, makes me want to vomit. All three of you are pigs and a waste to the human race.
An American flag was put on the ground in Iran at an all-girls school, wanting the students to step on it as they walked by. But instead, every single one of them noticed it, and you can see them all purposely avoid stepping on it, with even one girl helping her friends walk around it, feeling that it would be wrong to do so, and showing their respect to America.
Finally here at 5, an act of patriotism, and it's caught on camera.
A FedEx driver went above and beyond last week to show respect to the American flag. CBS 2's Meg Baker has the story.
The winds were whipping Friday in Freehold, so much so that Rick Guarino's flagpole came tumbling down on his front yard. While at work, he got an alert from his Ring doorbell camera.
I just saw a FedEx guy coming up my driveway, and I didn't know why because I wasn't getting a package. And all of a sudden, he bent down and picked up my flag.
When you see something like that, you can't just, drive past it and ignore it. It's something that just caught my eye, and I had to do something about it.
32-year-old Chris Oslovich unhooked the flag from the pole and began properly folding it.
It's a respectful thing to do. The flag is never supposed to touch the ground. If you live in a country like this, you should be proud of where you come from.
Wanting to spread the message of respect, Guarino posted the video on Facebook.
I was just so stunned by the kind act that he did. And it was stunning. You don't see that often.
Guarino says he's had the flagpole since 9/11. Oslovich says his father was one of the first responders to arrive on the scene on 9/11. He learned how to properly fold the flag from him. His dad since passed away from cancer.
Both of my grandfathers served in the war. My father was a Essex County Sheriff's officer, so I grew up in a pretty respectable, strict family. I like to think that I had a very good upbringing, and I like to pass on that positive image.
The two patriots plan to meet in person later this week. Guarino says he needs to replace the flagpole and get a new American flag waving soon. In Freehold, New Jersey, Meg Baker, CBS 2 News.
Oslovich is hoping to follow in his father's footsteps and has applied to several police departments to become an officer.
Just doing the right thing.
He has what it takes.
That's right, because it's right.
If you do not see the beast system agenda and the systematic setup of the New World Order agendas being put in play, you definitely are blinded. And again, we here at the Snafu Crew expose the privately owned, government operated, the ones who have committed veteran charity fraud and linked to big tech. And we do what we do. We put the truth-yo out there in all aspects. I want to say a special thanks to people, all the others out there, putting their truth-yo out there. All the crew, the glue, each and every one of you. Keep doing you, because the optics are high, and they're only going to ramp up. Again, if you want to help me out, hit that PayPal below, or SnafuSnap007. But most of all, keep standing up for your truth, yo. The optics are high. Much love.
Honey.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today,
where the flag still stands for freedom
and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota
to the hills of Tennessee,
across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless this country. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless, please bless the USA.
I am the flag of the United States of America, and my name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, truth, honor, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped, I am saluted. I am respected, I'm revered. I am loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Antioch, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, the jungles of Guam, Okinawa, Tara, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, Afghanistan, and a score of other places long forgotten by all, except by those who were there with me. I was there. I led my sailors and Marines. I followed them. I watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill in Iwo Jima. I was battle-worn and tired, but my sailors and Marines cheered me. I was proud. I was at Ground Zero in New York City, on September 11th as cowardly fanatics attacked America. I was raised from the ashes of once proud buildings by brave firefighters, heroes who risked their lives to save others, showing all that America, although bloodied, will never be beaten. Those who will destroy me cannot win, for I am the symbol of freedom, of one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it is done by those whom I have served with in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the surely bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been a silent witness of all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn into strips and used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly half-mast to honor my soldiers, my sailors, my airmen, and my Marines. And when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the gravesite of her fallen son or daughter, I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave, dear God, my God, long may I wave.
There was a lawyer once. His name was Francis Scott Key. He penned a song that I'm sure you're aware of. You've seen it. It's in most hymnals throughout our churches. It's called the national anthem. It is our song as an American. We go, however, to a ball game. We stand in our church services and we sing the words of that song, and they float over our minds and our lips, and we don't even realize what we're singing. Most of us have memorized it as a child, but we've never really thought about what it means. Let me tell you a story. Francis Scott Key was a lawyer in Baltimore. The colonies were engaged in vicious conflict with the mother country, Britain. Because of this conflict and the protractedness of it, they had accumulated prisoners on both sides. The American colonies had prisoners and the British had prisoners. And the American government initiated a move. They went to the British and they said, let us negotiate for the release of these prisoners. They said, we want to send a man out to discuss this with you. They were holding the American prisoners in boats about 1,000 yards offshore. And they said, we want to send a man by the name of Francis Scott Key. He will come out and negotiate to see if we can make a mutual exchange. On the appointed day, in a rowboat, he went out to this boat and he negotiated with the British officials. And they reached a conclusion that men could be exchanged on a one-for-one basis. Francis Scott Key, jubilant with the fact that he'd been successful, went down below in the boats, and what he found was a cargo hold full of humanity, men. And he said, men, I've got news for you tonight. You're free. He said, tonight I have negotiated successfully your return to the colonies. He said, you'll be taken out of this boat, out of this filth, out of your chains. As he went back up on board to arrange for their passage to the shore, the admiral came and he said, we have a slight problem. He said, we will still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll be merely academic after tonight. It won't matter. And Francis Scott Key said, what do you mean? He said, well, Mr. Key, he said, tonight we have laid an ultimatum upon the colonies. Your people will either capitulate and lay down the colors of that flag that you think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort Henry? He said, we're going to remove it from the face of the earth. He said, how are you going to do that? He said, if you will, scan the horizon of the sea. And as he looked, he could see hundreds of little dots. And he said, that's the entire British war fleet. He said all of the gunpowder, all of the armament is being called upon to demolish that fort. It will be here within striking distance in a matter of about 2.5 hours. He said the war is over. These men would be free anyway. He said, you can't shell that fort. He said, that's a large fort. He said, it's full of women and children. He says, it's predominantly not a military fort. He said, don't worry about it. They said, we've left them a way out. And he said, what's that? He said, do you see that flag way up on the rampart? He said, we have told them that if they will lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately. And we'll know that they've surrendered, and you'll now be under British rule. Francis Scott Key went down below and told the men what was about to happen. And they said, how many ships? He said, hundreds. The ships got closer. Francis Scott Key went back up on top and he said, men, I'll shout down to you what's going on as we watch. As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. He says the sound was deafening. There were so many guns that there were no reliefs. He said it was absolutely impossible to talk or hear. He said suddenly the sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And he says from down below, all he could hear the men, the prisoners, saying was, tell us where the flag is. What have they done with the flag? Is the flag still flying over the rampart? Tell us. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling, every time the bomb would explode and it would be close to the flag, they could see the flag in the illuminated red glare of that bomb, and Francis Scott Key would report down to the men below, it's still up. It's not down. The admiral came and he said, your people are insane. He said, what's the matter with them? He said, don't they understand this is an impossible situation? Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said. He said the thing that sets the American Christian apart from all other people in the world is he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees. The admiral said, we have now instructed all of the guns to focus on the rampart to take that flag down. He said, we don't understand something. Our reconnaissance tells us that that flag has been hit directly again and again and again, and yet it's still flying. We don't understand that. But he said, now we're about to bring every gun for the next 3 hours to bear on that point. Francis Scott Key said the barrage was unmerciful. All that he could hear was the men down below praying. The prayer, God, keep that flag flying where we last saw it. Sunrise came. He said there was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the rampart was tall enough. There stood the flag, completely nondescript, in shreds. The flagpole itself was at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top. Francis Scott Key went aboard and immediately went into Fort Henry to see what had happened. And what he'd found had happened was that that flagpole and that flag had suffered repetitious direct hits. And when it had fallen, but men, fathers, who knew what it meant for that flag to be on the ground, although knowing that all of the British guns were trained on it, walked over and held it up humanly until they died. Their bodies were removed and others took their place. Francis Scott Key said what held that flagpole in place at that unusual angle were patriots' bodies. He penned the song, Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet fly and wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The debt was demanded. The price, it was paid.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?